Hey everyone, it's Jake at Locoskates. We're here at the shop about 1 hour south of London. Today we're going to talk about kids skates. So if you're a parent and you're looking at buying kids skates and you don't know where to start, I'm going to really simplify everything for you today. I'm going to tell you exactly what you should buy. I'm going to answer a few of the basic questions like quad skates versus inline skates, what age you can start at, how much you have to spend to get a decent quality set of skates. So come on in, let's have a look at some kid skates. Okay, so the big question, should you buy inline skates or classic quad roller skates? So quad roller skate is like this, 2x2, classic, and an inline skate, of course, is 4 wheels in a row like this. You should definitely buy whatever you've got in your head you want to buy. I've got a bit of an opinion I'm going to give you, but if you've decided, for example, that you want quad skates like this because you found a pair that you really like, or your kid has decided they really want quad skates, definitely do that. However, if you're totally undecided and you're trying to figure out which one is best, I would say that a lot of the time an inline skate, especially for children, does offer a few advantages over a quad skate, and I'll explain why. The first one is this. Common misconception is that inline skate might be less stable because it topples over when you stand on the ground. Obviously, a classic quad skate does not do that. This is not relevant to the real world because in the real world, you've got 2 legs and 2 feet and 2 skates, and your center of gravity is generally based like this. So you've got one on each foot, no problem. You're not going to topple over sideways like this. I tell you what you might do though, is fall over forwards or backwards. And that's going to be the main way that you would fall over on a pair of skates. Most commonly backwards like this, you see people go back. And an inline skate has a longer wheelbase, as you can see, compared to the quad skate, and therefore it's got more stability from front to back. You're much less likely to fall over like that or forward like that. So that's the first reason inline skates might offer a few advantages over a quad skate. The second one is, again, it is to do with the longer wheelbase. I noticed that when I was going to the roller disco with my daughter, that a lot of the kids, especially the younger ones who were on the classic quad skates, they weren't as fluid. They were kind of stepping around the roller disco, and the kids who had the inline skates looked a bit more fluid. And the reason for that is because with that longer wheelbase, it's spreading that load and that downforce over a wider area. So look, I've got a little ridiculous, exaggerated example here. I've got this ruler and this book, and they've both got a flat surface on the bottom. And if you just go along with the ruler like this, it doesn't, it's almost digging into the floor. Whereas the book, obviously, the load is spread and the forward momentum is kept better over a longer wheelbase or a longer book base or whatever it is. So that's the second reason why I think an inline skate offers a bit more of an advantage over a quad skate. The other thing we could talk about is wheel size as well. Inline skates often have a little bit of a bigger wheel versus a quad skate. Obviously, a bigger wheel has to rotate less times to achieve a certain distance. It's just a bit smoother, particularly outdoors, actually. Next question, how old do you have to be to start skating? Well, there's no rules here, but these skates here start at a size UK 8, and that's about age 4 for most kids. So, and age 4 and 5 is when it really feels like kids can start doing it a lot better. Younger than that, kids don't seem to have the muscle development to be able to kind of control the skate under their foot. So you've got quite a kind of heavy, cumbersome thing with all the wheels underneath your foot. And if you haven't got the muscle development, you see the kids get kind of tangled up quite a lot. They're not able to place their foot properly in a straight line. So 4 or 5 years old, that's where most of you are probably going to be starting. Let's talk about exact models then. What skates should you buy for your kids? First thing to look at is quad skates. So if you've decided on quad skates, let me tell you, this here is the best buy pretty much all round. It's £60 and it's called the SFR Storm Flower and Storm Ninja, and they're size extendable quad skates. So there's a button on the side and the toe cap extends out. So as your kid grows, you can extend the skates to grow with your kids. So they come in a small, a medium and a large. And the small, for example, will be size UK 8 to UK 11. And so on the larger sizes. There's also a model called the Rosys Quaddy, which is a similar thing, but I would say that I prefer these SFRs actually because the wheels are slightly bigger. I just think they're a bit smoother. And then another one to look at for quad skates is this one here. It's called the Rio Roller Lumina. These aren't size extendable, but I think for me, this is the best all-round buy actually. Not in terms of value for money because they're not size extendable, but if I was gonna cast aside the exact value, I would buy these ones for sure for my daughter because they're just really well put together. The wheels are kind of soft and smooth. They're really comfortable. They come in really cute colors. There's more colors than this available. They start at a size 13 junior, so keep that one in mind as well. They don't go down to the really small sizes. But yeah, what I would do is I would just buy a size bigger. I think you can get away with buying a size bigger so they can grow into that size. Don't go any more than that, otherwise it's going to be too much for them. But you could buy a size bigger and then get an old insole out of a set of shoes and just put them in the skates, and it'll reduce the volume a little bit until they grow, and then you can take the insole out later. And then for inline skates, my go-to is always this SFR Pulsar. It's what my daughter has got. They're only £65. The smallest version of these comes with smaller wheels, so it's proportionate to the foot length of the child. So 64mm wheels on the smallest one, and that plays in really nicely to what I was saying earlier about them having this thing that they can't control underneath their foot, this kind of swinging weight. It's a shorter wheelbase on the smaller one, and it's lighter on the smaller one, just more controllable. They've got aluminium frames on them. They're size extendable as well for a whole bunch of sizes. They come in 3 different colors. For me, this is like a real no-brainer. SFR Pulsar, particularly for the younger kids, the kind of 4 to 7-year-olds. And then, I mean, these are good for the older kids as well, but for the older kids, you could also look at the rollerblades here. These might be a little bit more suited if you're willing to spend the money. They're about £80. They're called the Rollerblade Microblade. They come in a few different variants, but they've got better ankle support because they're a higher end boot, and they've got a bit bigger wheels, so keep your speed a bit better on the roll. Might be more suited to a slightly older kids, 7+. You can also get those down to younger kids sizes as well. Again, if you're willing to spend the money on the rollerblade. And then if you want to go all out and get a really good one, then this is called the Rollerblade Apex, and it's a hard boot skate, so really supportive all the way through. It looks just like an adult model, which is called the Rollerblade Twister, which is a classic freestyle skate. So it's like the kids version of that. It is size extendable still. You push a button and you can extend it. The liner feels really premium like the adult skate. They also do that thing where they have smaller wheels on the smaller sizes, aluminium frame, everything about that's so cool. And it's only £110. And I know that's the most expensive skate that we've talked about today, but like, look what you're getting for £110 here. It's absolutely insane how they've priced it that low. And since filming this video, I just kind of realized how good these are. So this will be the birthday present for my daughter this year coming up. Yeah, I think they're really, really cool. If you're willing to spend the money, very solid and very premium. Okay, that's it. The only other thing you probably want to know about is pad sets. A lot of people buy pad sets when they buy kids skates. So sorry for the upsell here, but the good pad sets to look at, if they're available at the time of you watching this video, this Rollerblade Skates Gear Junior pad set. It's a 3 pad set, so elbow pads, knee pads, and wrist guards, or these SFR ones. Again, this SFR brand. So that's a really good thing to add on. You can also get some of the Rollerblade skates come with pad sets in the box for a little bit extra money. So that's something to look out for as well. Okay, that's it. We're Locoskates. We're not just this little shop that I'm stood in today. We're a website. We're one of the leading shops online. So jump onto locoskates.com. You can see all the skates we've talked about today, plus loads and loads more. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.